Hello my viewers around the globe, this is Sima Legacy. For today's video, I want to show you how you can use support and resistance. When you want to become a trader, first of the things that you have to master, they are support and resistance. Because support and resistance, they are found in all technical indicators that you're going to use. So if you don't know how to use support and resistance, that means that you cannot trade. Because support and resistance, these are where the charts move on. These are the lines that all the charts that they will move on. So if you don't know how to use them, that means that you cannot trade. To me, I paid a lot of money actually to get all these classes in trading skills. Due to high demand in crypto or to learn how to trade, I decided to make these videos for free and I put them on YouTube. So the only thing that I can ask from you, just subscribe and click on the bell icon, like on this very video and comment on this very video so that YouTube can recognize this video and move far. Another thing from all my viewers, you can grab up to 7,210 US dollar if you open with me Binance account, Bitget account or bybit account. You can see that even the Coinbase account, I have the link. Just go in the subscription below and you get all this money for free if you open with me an account. But this one is for experienced traders only. So with that said, let's dive into the video. So the first thing that you have to consider while drawing these lines, it has rules. The rule number one, when you are drawing these lines, first of all, you have to zoom out, like scroll to the left at least like 10 to 15 times. That's one. And when you are drawing a line, it has at least to touch 3 points. So if it doesn't touch 3 points, that means it's not a resistance or a support. So another thing that you have to consider, these lines, these are so many. These ones, they are so traditional. I'm going to give you a modern way how you can draw these lines, so simple and secure. So just stick with me until the very end. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do that. So let's move to the video. So first of all, you are going to use this pair, Dogecoin versus USDT. We said that you zoom out like 10 to 15 times. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, so 15. Once you're here, you're going to draw the lines which touches 3 times on that very point. So what I mean is here. You go on a horizontal line. First of all, you have to make these lines very obvious. So I told you that I'm going to give you a modern way how you can draw these lines. The only obvious lines, not all the lines. So like this one is obvious. Draw. This one is obvious. This one is obvious. And this one is obvious. So these are our lines. They are just as simple as such. So once you come here, you go back to where your chart is currently. You can see that this is our resistance. As you can see, the price moved downwards, and when it reached on this very point, it started to move zigzag. As you can see, it failed to break the resistance. Now with the support and resistance, what I mean, because all these lines are the same, but I want to teach you how a support means and resistance means. So as you can see that this one, the price moved downwards like this, but when it reached on this very line, then this line became a resistance. It failed to break it. It moves zigzag, 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 and it started to move. So this means that this one is a support right now, because it is supported this chart from breaking down. So this one is a support. Now it started to move upwards. So once it reached here, this one became a resistance, because it resisted the support from moving upwards. But once it broke it, then this one becomes a support and this one a resistance. So once it moved upwards this line, then this one becomes a support and this one becomes a resistance. So once it moved from this line up to this one, then this one becomes a support and this one becomes a resistance. So you can see that this resistance resisted from breaking it, and it started to move downwards. That means that this one is a resistance. Let's get another pair so that you can understand very well. Let's use ADA versus USDT. So as you can see, we said that you scroll at least 10 to 15 times. So you're going to scroll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. You're going to draw the lines which touches only 3 times and above. So first of all, you're going to say this one, this is the obvious. We say that you draw the only obvious lines. This ones, the obvious lines only. This one, there is this one, there is this one, there is this one, this one, there is this one. So once you go back where our current price is, you can see that this one, this is now our support. Our price, our chart is trying to break it, but it has failed. It has knocked it down first time, the second time it failed. Now it is trying to break the third time, but this one is our support. So when you come here, that means that when you come here, this one was our support. It supported it and it moved upwards. So once it moved upwards, so once it reached here, this one became our resistance. So once it reached here, this one became our resistance. But once it broke it, that means this one became our resistance. And once it reached on our support supported our chart and it moved upwards. So once it moved upwards, you can see that it failed to touch on this line. This line became so resistance to the chart, and the chart started to move downwards. So once it moved downwards, it made another support. But once it broke it, now it started to move downwards, and this one became our resistance right now. So this one is our current support. As you can see, this is ADA versus USDT. So this is how the support moves. Now we want to understand, really, how can I understand that this one is going to break or it is not going to break? First of all, what you have to consider, the bars, the big bars. This is what we consider mostly. You can see that the big bars, they are here. This is how the market moved. Once it started to go downwards, it moved just slightly slow. That means that compared to where it started from, this one, the bulls took the market up. But once it reached here, then the bearers started to move the market downwards. But you can see that compared from here up to here, you can see that the bulls are starting now to be weak. And you can see that now the market, the bearers, they have taken over the market. So you can see that once it reached here, that means that you can see, as in simple ways, I'm going to give you even the charts of the coins, the charts of the candles, how the candles means. So when I see this candle, it means that this candle means a lot to me. This means bear market. So it means that I can sell from here. So let me give you another coin. So let's use Sol. These are the coins that I mostly trade automatically. The first thing you have to do, you zoom out like 15 times. So once you're here, it means you're going to draw the obvious lines which touches 3 times on the points. So this is the obvious line here. This one is the obvious line. When you come here, this is the obvious line. When you come here, this is the obvious line. When you come here, this is the obvious line. So this is the obvious line. So you have to move these lines so that they can touch on these lines. So you can see that this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 1, and this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. So That means that these are our lines. So when you move where our market started from, you can see that the market has been moving like this. So once the market started to move from here, this was our support. But when it moved to this line, this was our next resistance. It broke it, but it didn't go far. So it means it resisted. So once it started to move downwards, that means that this one becomes our resistance, moving to our support. But it means the market started to resist, supporting, resisting, but it started to move just like the way as you can see. So once it reached here, now the second time it broke it. So once it broke it, this one becomes our support, and this one becomes, the next line becomes our resistance. So it means you can see that the market started to move within our support and resistance. So once it reached here, as you can see, once it reached here, this one becomes our resistance, and it resisted a lot because it pointed. Another thing that you have to understand, once the chart moves 3 times on that very specific line, that means this is the first line, this one is the second, this is the third one. So once it touched on the third line, the possibilities are it will break downwards because it has failed completely. So once it started to move downwards, you can see that it broke it. So this one becomes our resistance. So this one becomes our next support. So you can see that the market started to move within our support and resistance. So you can see that our market pointed on the first support. This is the first point, this is the second point. Once it reached on the third point, as you can see, it broke it, but it didn't move very far. So it means that our bearers are becoming weak, and as you can see that the market, now the bulls started to move the market, but once it reached here, it didn't go far. Now the bearers now started, and this one means that there is something that might be took the market down. But as you can see that now this one becomes our resistance and this one becomes our support. So the bearers moved the market until it broke our support. So once it broke our support, as you can see, that means that here, this is the best example actually. So when you reach here, it means that, so this one is our resistance and this one is our support. So once you reach here, this means that it has pointed one time and it has pointed also on our resistance. So it is still in and out. But here, now suppose that you are on this dilemma and you want to trade this very coin. I can encourage you, don't buy on this very time, because it will come down and touch on this very line, because you can see that our market right from here, it has moved from here. You can see that the bulls now they have started to be weak, and the bearers, they have started now to make the thing move in a squeeze point. So that means that our market will move automatically here unless there is another news that can drive away our resistance and support. But according to analysis right now, our soul is moving this one, so the market will not go far from here. It will go so if you are buying, you can put your first price, your entering price from here, or might be around nearby this resistance. So another thing that you have to understand with support and resistance, don't move to that specific resistance and support, because sometimes it might not touch on that specific support and resistance. So as you're moving, please make sure that you leave like 2% from where our support and resistance is, or 1% dependingly. But this is how you can use support and resistance. So hope you have understood me very well. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please click on the bell icon down there and click on the bell icon so that you don't miss any video from Simo Crypto. Please like and comment on this very video for any question that you have. So with that said, bye.